Hey, it's Eric. Today in this video I'm going to talk about Ozobots. What are Ozobots? They are programmable robots. So in the last videos with Osmo, I talked about Osmo coding and how the monster in that app understood block coding. Well, this Ozobot, it's very tiny, it does similar things. It understands block coding, but it also understands coding with color. And I'm going to show you that in this video. Stay tuned. This little guy is great for anyone that wants to learn coding at the basic level. What do I mean by basic? Basic enough to use markers. The Ozobot can read codes from different color patterns. So if you know the right color code, Ozobot will be able to do a lot of different things. What I've had my students do, and actually the students kind of came up with this on their own, they kind of made a soccer field, and I have a couple of Ozobots. So they had these Ozobots playing soccer with a foosball, and they had little goals, and they were drawing, marking different things on the field so that anytime the Ozobot would pass those certain color patterns, it would do something cool. So like the tornado spin or super speed, any of those things, it was allowing the Ozobots to move the ball in different directions. I'm actually going to show you something very simple. I want to create a track, a race track. So I'm going to start here. And remember, you need to have thick lines. This is going to be where I put my code. And the code I'm going to give you today, Nitro Boost. So I'm going to have to color blue, green, and red. All right, so it's not a traditional track, it's just one lane for one person. So I can have kids time my Ozobot, and we can see if the Ozobots have different speeds. Do they finish at the same time? And we can have a discussion with that. So let's take a look at this Ozobot and see if that Nitro Boost does anything here. It's going.
It's reading the code and
whoa! That was awesome. So kids don't always need the stickers that it comes with. They don't always need the challenge cards that it comes with. Kids can just free draw as long as the lines are thick enough for Ozobot, and they can create certain color patterns with just markers. They can code this robot. So kind of like with the marker and the paper, I can create my own little track here.
Why not go turbo too? See what it does. Not gonna get enough pauses here. It does. Okay. Let's see if it does a nitro boost. So we know it does a pause. So then you go this way. Pause, and then you should go fast one that way. Yeah! That was cool. Woo! I made one.
That is cool. So kids can also just create their drawings on an iPad if a paper or marker is not available. They can also save it. They can also pick a maze after they have saved it. Let's go ahead and go to the next one. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys how to get onto OzoBlockly. It's an app that allows your Ozobot to get block codes so that it can be programmed to do whatever you'd like it to do. So, in this app, you're going to have these two areas. If you flip it over to its side, you'd have 3, but I'm going to just do it 2 so I can have more room for the split screens. If I press the Ozobot space, it will leave room for another Ozobot in there. If I click on here, that means I'm only using 1 space. So I want to leave that here. Now, what OzoBlockly has is 4 levels, a secret 5th level, to get students understanding how to use block codes. So in the novice level, I have movement, and I can choose from any of those blocks to create movement for the Ozobot. Light effects, changing the LED lights. Ooh, very cool. I'm liking that one. And then there's a wait, a little bit of a delay if you want, or a pause. If you go on to the next level, which is beginner, they add loops, but they also add some more movement, so more options as the levels get higher. Intermediate, we have logic and line navigation, and then advanced. We have terminate, math and variables, and then within all those other tabs, there's more options added on too. Now, if your students are having a hard time trying to figure out what they want their program to look like on their Ozobot, they can also go to the example tabs right here. Click on that, and now there are a few examples that your students can look through. Now be careful. There are 2 different types of Ozobots. My Ozobot is an older version, but there are now these EVO Ozobots. They have more of a sleek design. If you don't know which one you have, this one, the EVO, does not look like mine because it does not have an LED type of flash. Here, you can see the LED flashing. So I know that that's what I need to choose. Any of those examples will work for this Ozobot. So let's go ahead and take a look at the runway show. And now you can see that I have the required block codes for the runway show to work. Now my students can also change the block code. So if they don't like this pink color for the light, they can change it to a blue. And all they would have to do is pull that apart, throw this away, and then go to light effects and choose blue. And now that is now part of the runway show walk. So what do you do to get that program going? Right now, nothing's happening to the Ozobot until I turn it on, and then I click load. Right now, when you see all that flashing, that is loading all these block codes to program Ozobot to do all those at once. So now I just have to wait for this to go to the 100% full bar. Alright, looks like it's done, and it's telling me to double press the power button to run the program. So I'm going to take my pad away here. I've got my nice little whiteboard here for you guys to see. And pretty cool. So that is how you use OzoBlockly for your Ozobot. And it's just another option you can use for these little guys to get your class interested and excited about coding.